Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, there's only one way to react to this news, and that is wow. Shocking, breaking news. Canelo Alvarez, he damn near shakes up the boxing world with this one. It was just reported that Canelo Alvarez just elected to vacate the belt rather than fight Gennady Golovkin. This is big. This is really, really big. Now, let it be known for the record, so there is no confusion. The clip that you guys seen at the beginning of this video, with me asking Canelo Alvarez that question, for those of you guys who don't know, that was footage of the post-fight press conference immediately following the Cotto fight, the Canelo versus Cotto fight, a little over 6 months ago. That is when Canelo said he was ready. Now you have to look at the contrast but a lot of fans have predicted that Deontay Wilder would vacate his belt rather than fight the dangerous Alexander Povetkin. And what did Deontay Wilder say to all the fans? He said, "Ain't no way I'm giving up my belt." And he was a man of his word. He didn't give up his belt, and he was willing to go to Russia to fight this man in his own backyard. Well, guys, we can officially say with Canelo Alvarez, it is quite the contrary. Wow, this is big, guys. This is really big. And let me go ahead and break this down. For the fans that tried to save face when it came to Canelo by saying, oh, well, you know, look how long it took Floyd Mayweather to fight Manny Pacquiao. This is the same thing. You know, they pretty much say it like, you know, this is a way to defend Canelo Alvarez. But if you compare the Mayweather-Pacquiao situation to Canelo Golovkin, it ain't even apples and oranges. The shit is apples and rocks. There are no similarities when it comes to Canelo versus Floyd Mayweather fighting against Manny Pacquiao or fighting against Gennady Golovkin. We all know that when it came to Floyd Mayweather, he agreed to all of Manny Pacquiao's terms. A lot of people don't realize that Manny Pacquiao, he had terms of his own. Floyd agreed to all of Manny Pacquiao's terms. It was Manny Pacquiao who did not agree to all of Floyd Mayweather's terms. And we know the main term he didn't agree to, and that was to subject himself to Olympic-style random drug testing. Now that Floyd Mayweather pretty much pioneered random drug testing in the sport of boxing, we're seeing almost everyone either do it or actually get caught failing tests like Alexander Povetkin just did a couple days ago or whenever it was. So if you try to compare, because once again, the fans, they keep bringing up Floyd Mayweather's name to compare the Canelo situation to the Mayweather-Pacquiao situation. Once again, the shit is apples and rocks, okay? Never did Canelo Alvarez ever agree to all of Golovkin's terms, right? Mayweather versus Pacquiao, it was a 50-50 split on all of the money. And once again, Mayweather agreed to all of Manny Pacquiao's terms. Canelo Alvarez did none of that with Gennady Golovkin. He didn't agree to all of Golovkin's terms. He wasn't talking about, okay, let's go and do a 50-50 split. Team Canelo, they wanted no part of Gennady Golovkin. And vacating the belt rather than facing Gennady Golovkin was basically the written confession to admit Canelo Alvarez's guilt. This is big, man. Boy, oh boy, this is big. And I'm telling you right now, guys, as much as fans love Canelo Alvarez, he is going to receive a tremendous amount of backlash for this move right here. A tremendous amount of backlash. Because you seldomly see something so blatant and obvious in the sport of boxing when it comes to a fighter avoiding a certain opponent. Even Canelo Alvarez himself, he just recently said before the Khan fight that he knows a lot of people want to see this fight. He knows the fight will be big. And he still gave up his belt to not fight Gennady Golovkin. What's so crazy is, once again, if you look at all of the other fighters that were accused of possibly being afraid or reluctant to face a certain opponent this year, all of those guys have agreed to fight those opponents, right? Once again, Andre Ward has already agreed and signed a contract to fight against the very dangerous Sergey Kovalev. Terence Crawford has already signed a contract to fight against Viktor Postol. In fact, it was Viktor Postol that had to actually think about it before he signed the contract. All right? They had to wait for him to, think things over before he signed the contract. Once again, Deontay Wilder, he was expected, or at least some fans expected him to give up his belt rather than face Alexander Povetkin. All of those fighters, they agreed to fight the quote-unquote big bad wolf. Canelo Alvarez is one of the only people, or one of the only fighters, who elected to do the unthinkable, and that is give up his belt rather than fight Gennady Golovkin. You know how many Canelo fans were willing to stand in the line of fire just to defend Canelo? There were Canelo fans that said for you to even suggest that Canelo would give up his belt rather than face Golovkin, that's just hating on Canelo Alvarez. There's no way Canelo would do anything like that. These Canelo fans, some of these Canelo fans were telling me that the fight is going to happen this year for sure, and you're just hating, etc., etc., etc. Well, guys, I tell you all the time, the truth will always come to light. You can lock up the truth, throw away the key. The truth will always break free. And today was confession day for Canelo Alvarez. I don't know where Canelo goes from here, but boy, oh boy, Canelo has a tough road ahead of him. Because there are many challenges out there. Once again, the best fighters at 154. Demetrius Andrade, the Charlo brothers. Even Vanes Martirosyan would be a great challenge for Canelo Alvarez. And there's many other great junior welterweight or junior middleweight fighters out there that can really challenge Canelo Alvarez. Edeslani Lara rematch would be a great fight for Canelo Alvarez, and it would be big. All right? They say that Canelo Alvarez has improved since the Floyd Mayweather fight. Let's see if Canelo Alvarez has improved since the Lara fight. This is wild, guys. This is really wild. Gennady Golovkin, he said, listen, man, just give me my belt. And that is damn near exactly what Canelo Alvarez did. He handed his belt over to Gennady Golovkin. You know, in World War II, when Hitler was trying to conquer all of the countries in Europe, he would declare war Or he would basically send letters out to some of these countries and he would basically tell them, listen, we're coming to take your land, right? You could either just hand it over or you can fight for it. Now, of course, we know most countries, they fought to defend their land. But there were other countries that elected not to even fight, and they just handed over the land to Hitler, right? This is exactly what Canelo Alvarez just did with Gennady Golovkin. He surrendered and he waved the white flag. I've been telling you guys for the longest. Some fans, they said that Canelo Alvarez, he was using Amir Khan as a stepping stone for Gennady Golovkin. And I was telling you guys, it didn't make any sense. Why would you be fighting a chinny welterweight that moves around the ring and fights nothing like Golovkin, who's a middleweight, to prepare for Gennady Golovkin? It made no sense. Gennady Golovkin, or Canelo Alvarez rather, is the same size as Gennady Golovkin, and he's fighting Amir Khan and giving up his middleweight title rather than face the other middleweight champion of the world, Gennady Golovkin. I'm telling you right now, and it's going to be hard for Canelo to recover from this one. Because once again, I know he's not going to face the best fighters at 154. So seriously, who is he going to fight? Who is he going to fight? He's not fighting the middleweight, and he's not fighting the best at junior middleweight. Where does Canelo go from here? Boy, oh boy. This is really, really getting interesting, guys. Really, really getting interesting. And I tell you guys, you probably didn't think about this, but this is not good for Gennady Golovkin either. This is not good for Gennady Golovkin. You know, Paulie Malignaggi, he recently said in an interview that I did with him that Canelo is doing to Golovkin what Golovkin did to Andre Ward. I mean, no doubt about it, this makes Canelo look worse of the two. But at the same time, this also puts pressure on Gennady Golovkin to step up in competition himself. Because you can only fight the Dominic Wades, the Lemieux, and the Willie Monroes for so long. Eventually, it looks like you're pulling off the same magic trick, right? You pull off that magic trick the first time, it's impressive. Maybe the second time, people say, yeah, it's still kind of cool. But once you start doing the same magic trick 3, 4, 5 times, it gets old very quick. And Willie Monroe, David Lemieux, Dominic Wade, that's the same magic trick. So Golovkin is going to have to do something new. And that is, once again, either get in the ring with an Erislandy Lara. I mean, for you fans to say that you would love to see Lara versus Mayweather, you should love to see Golovkin versus Lara. Once again, forget about who we think is going to win. It doesn't matter if Golovkin wins the fight easy. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just a new type of challenge that we haven't seen when it comes to Gennady Golovkin. So you have fighters like Gilberto Ramirez, who is the new super middleweight champion of the world. He's undefeated. He's a fighter with top rank. Bob Arum, he already gave the green light. He said he would love to make that fight. You have the winner of DeGale versus Badou Jack. And you have the new white Mike Tyson, Aventel Kurtzidze, another challenge. So I believe Canelo's actions, it actually affects both Canelo and Golovkin. Let's see what happens in the near future. I'm on to the next one.